Taylor Swift was in the middle of Shake It Off when she noticed security guards moving toward a little girl in the front row who wouldn't stop dancing. The 6-year-old had Down syndrome, and she was dancing with pure, unfiltered joy. Security thought she was disrupting the show. Taylor stopped the entire concert, walked to the edge of the stage, and what she did next made 72,000 people stand up and cheer. Lily Martinez was 6 years old, had Down syndrome, and lived in a world that was brighter, louder, and more beautiful than most people could imagine. She attended a special needs school in Phoenix, Arizona, where teachers had learned that Lily communicated best through movement. Words were hard for her. She could say maybe 20 on a good day, but music, she understood perfectly. When Lily heard music, something magical happened. Her body moved before her brain could overthink it. She didn't dance like other children, with practiced steps or careful rhythm. She danced like joy itself had taken physical form, arms flailing, body spinning. No inhibition, no self-consciousness, just pure, undiluted happiness. Her mother, Maria Martinez, had noticed early on that Taylor Swift's music did something special to Lily. Whenever Shake It Off played on the radio, Lily would drop whatever she was doing and start moving. She'd laugh, spin, clap her hands, completely lost in the moment. Maria had saved for 2 years to afford tickets to the Eras Tour, 2 years of extra shifts at the hospital where she worked as a nurse, 2 years of skipping dinners out and buying clothes second-hand, because she knew that taking Lily to see Taylor Swift live would be one of the greatest gifts she could ever give her daughter. But Maria was terrified. Lily wasn't like other kids. She didn't understand social rules. She didn't know how to behave in public spaces. What if she had a meltdown? What if the crowds overwhelmed her? What if people stared, judged, made comments? Maria had spent weeks preparing Lily. She bought noise-canceling headphones in case the sound was too much. She created a social story with pictures explaining what a concert would be like. She practiced waiting in line, sitting still, clapping at appropriate times. But deep down, Maria knew that once the music started, all that preparation would vanish. Lily would dance. She wouldn't be able to help herself. Maria had originally purchased tickets in the accessible seating section, far from the stage, safer, less visible. But 3 days before the concert, something miraculous happened. A message appeared in Maria's Instagram inbox from a Swiftie named @CardiganWeather13. "Hi Maria, I saw your post about bringing your daughter with Down syndrome to her first concert. I have 2 front-row tickets. I can't use any more. They're yours, no charge. Every kid deserves to see Taylor up close." Maria had cried for an hour. Front row meant Lily would see everything. It also meant everyone would see Lily. The moment they walked into State Farm Stadium, Lily's eyes went wide. The lights, the energy, the thousands of people in sparkly outfits and friendship bracelets. It was sensory overload in the best possible way. Lily started making her happy sounds. High-pitched squeals that Maria had learned meant pure excitement. Some people turned to look. A few smiled. Others looked uncomfortable. Maria squeezed Lily's hand. "We belong here," she whispered, more to herself than to her daughter. "We belong here just as much as anyone." Their seats were in Section A, Row 1, front and center, so close to the stage that Maria could see the seams in the stage curtain. Lily couldn't sit still. She bounced in her seat, flapped her hands, vocalized her excitement. The teenage girls sitting behind them whispered to each other. Maria heard the word special needs, and loud, and felt her face flush with shame and defiance. When the lights went down and the opening video began, Lily screamed with joy, a sound so loud and pure that several people around them jumped. Then Taylor Swift exploded onto the stage with Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, and Lily absolutely lost it. She stood up immediately, dancing with wild abandon, her arms windmilled. She spun in place, she clapped off beat, jumped up and down, completely unself-conscious. Maria tried gently to encourage her to sit down, aware of the people behind them trying to see around Lily's energetic dancing. But it was impossible. The music had taken over Lily's body completely. By the time Shake It Off started, Lily's absolute favorite song, The Little Girl, was unstoppable. She was dancing so hard that she kept bumping into the barrier separating the audience from the stage. She was reaching toward Taylor, trying to get closer to the music, to the lights, to the magic. Maria held on to Lily's shirt, terrified she'd somehow tumble over the barrier. Her daughter was in complete ecstasy, experiencing joy on a level that most people never access in their entire lives. Derek Morrison had been working stadium security for 8 years. He'd seen everything: fights, medical emergencies, people sneaking backstage. His job was to identify problems and neutralize them before they escalated. And right now, he saw a problem. A small child in the front row was completely out of control, dancing wildly, making loud noises, potentially at risk of hurting herself or disrupting other guests' experiences. He spoke into his radio, "Front row, section A, small child, creating disturbance." Moving to assess, Derek approached the barrier, his large frame casting a shadow over Maria and Lily. He leaned down and spoke in his professional security voice. "Ma'am, I'm going to need you to control your child. She's creating a safety hazard." Maria's heart dropped into her stomach. "I'm sorry, she has Down syndrome. She's just so happy." "I understand that, ma'am," Derek interrupted, not unkindly, "but we have rules for everyone's safety. If she can't calm down, I'm going to have to ask you to move to a different section or leave." Tears immediately sprang to Maria's eyes. "Please, please don't. This is her dream. She's not trying to cause problems. She's just dancing." Derek hesitated. The mother looked desperate. The kid looked happier than anyone he'd ever seen. But rules were rules. He reached toward Lily, intending to gently guide her back from the barrier. Taylor Swift had a superpower that most people didn't know about. She could perform a complex song with full choreography while simultaneously scanning the crowd for important moments. She saw marriage proposals. She saw people crying. She saw groups of friends singing every word. And tonight, during Shake It Off, she saw something special. A little girl in the front row, maybe 6 years old, dancing with a kind of freedom Taylor hadn't seen in years. The child moved like nobody was watching, like she didn't know it was possible to be embarrassed or self-conscious. Then Taylor saw something else. A security guard approaching the child, reaching for her. The mother, looking panicked. Taylor stopped singing. The band, confused, gradually stopped playing. 72,000 people fell silent. Taylor walked to the very edge of the stage and spoke into her microphone, her voice cutting through the sudden silence. "Wait, stop. Everyone stop." Derek froze, his hand inches from Lily's shoulder. "Security," Taylor said, looking directly at Derek. "Can you step back, please?" Derek stepped back immediately, bewildered. Taylor knelt down at the edge of the stage, bringing herself to eye level with the front row. "That little girl dancing? She's not causing a problem. She's doing exactly what this concert is about." The stadium erupted in cheers. Taylor looked at Lily, who had stopped dancing, and was staring up at Taylor with wide, wondering eyes. "What's your name, sweetheart?" Lily didn't respond. She just smiled the biggest smile Maria had ever seen. Maria leaned toward the stage, her voice shaking. "Her name is Lily. She has Down syndrome. She loves your music so much. More than anything in the world." Taylor's eyes filled with tears. "Lily, you know what? You're dancing better than anyone here. And you know what we're all going to do now?" Lily tilted her head, curious. "We're all going to dance with you." Taylor stood up and addressed the entire stadium. "Everyone, I want you to watch Lily. Because Lily knows something that a lot of us forget. She knows that dancing isn't about looking perfect or doing it right. It's about feeling the music and letting it move you. So for the rest of this song, I want everyone, and I mean everyone, to dance exactly like Lily." Then Taylor did something unprecedented. She climbed down from the stage, right into the front row area, and walked directly to Lily. She crouched down, so she was at Lily's level. "Hi, Lily. Will you teach me your dance moves?" Lily looked at her mother, uncertain. Maria nodded, tears streaming down her face. Taylor held out her hands. Lily, after a moment of hesitation, took them. "Show me how you dance, Lily," Taylor said gently. And Lily did. She started moving her arms in big circles. She spun around. She jumped up and down, and Taylor Swift, one of the biggest stars in the world, copied every single move. Within seconds, security guards were smiling. Within 30 seconds, the entire front section was copying Lily's movements. Within a minute, all 72,000 people in State Farm Stadium were doing the Lily dance, arms flailing, bodies spinning, jumping with wild abandon. The professional dancers on stage abandoned their choreography and started dancing like Lily. The band members were dancing like Lily. Even the lighting technicians were dancing like Lily backstage. It was chaos. It was beautiful. It was pure, unfiltered joy. Taylor looked up at Lily with genuine admiration. "Lily, do you want to come up on stage with me?" Maria started to intervene. She might get scared of all the people, but before she could finish, Lily was already running toward the stairs leading up to the stage. Lily Martinez, a 6-year-old girl with Down syndrome who struggled to speak more than 20 words, ran onto the stage at a Taylor Swift concert in front of 72,000 people. She wasn't scared. She wasn't overwhelmed. She was home. Taylor took Lily's hand and walked her to center stage. "Lily, this is your moment. Dance however you want to dance." Then Taylor signaled to her band, and Shake It Off started playing again from the top. Lily danced. She danced like the music lived inside her body. She spun and jumped and threw her arms in the air. She made her happy sounds, loud, joyful vocalizations that echoed through the stadium speakers, and 72,000 people danced with her, matching her energy, her freedom, her absolute lack of self-consciousness. Taylor sang the entire song while dancing alongside Lily, letting the 6-year-old lead, following her movements, honoring her joy. When the song ended, Taylor knelt down and pulled Lily into a hug. "You just taught everyone here what joy really looks like. Thank you for that gift." Lily, in a moment of pure affection, reached up and touched Taylor's face. A gesture that children with Down syndrome often do when they feel safe and loved. Taylor started crying. Maria was sobbing. Even Derek, the security guard, was wiping his eyes. Taylor took off her signature 22 inches hat and placed it on Lily's head. "This is yours now, because you're the coolest person I've ever met." After the show, Taylor's team brought Maria and Lily backstage. Lily touched everything: the costumes, the guitars, the sparkly boots. She was completely overstimulated in the best possible way. Taylor sat on the floor with Lily, letting her explore, asking her mother about her life, her challenges, her joys. "I need you to know something," Taylor said to Maria. "Your daughter isn't broken or wrong or too much. She's exactly what the world needs. We're all so busy trying to look perfect and act right that we forget how to feel." Lily remembers, and she just reminded 72,000 people. Before they left, Taylor recorded a video message for Lily. "Hi Lily, it's Taylor. I want you to remember something. Never stop dancing. Never let anyone make you feel like your joy is too much, or too loud or wrong. The world needs your joy. It needs your dancing. It needs you. I love you, sweet girl." Within hours, videos of Lily dancing on stage had flooded social media. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Every platform was filled with clips of the 6-year-old dancing with pure abandon, while Taylor Swift watched in admiration. The hashtag, #DanceLike, Lily trended worldwide. Celebrities started posting videos of themselves doing the Lily dance, arms windmilling, bodies spinning, completely unself-conscious movement. Down syndrome awareness organizations called it the most important moment for disability representation in mainstream media in a decade. But more importantly, parents of children with Down syndrome started sharing their own stories. They talked about the constant judgment, the stares, the fear of taking their kids to public spaces. And they thanked Taylor Swift for showing the world that their children weren't problems to be solved or managed. They were joy incarnate. The incident prompted real change. Stadium security companies across the country implemented new training programs on disability awareness and neurodiversity. Derek Morrison, the security guard, became an advocate for inclusive event experiences. He worked with venues to create policies that supported people with disabilities rather than excluding them. Taylor Swift launched the Lily's Joy Foundation, dedicated to bringing children with special needs to concerts, sporting events, and cultural experiences. The foundation covered tickets, transportation, and provided trained support staff. Maria Martinez became a speaker, telling Lily's story at disability rights conferences and inclusion workshops. But Lily just kept dancing. A year after that night, Maria brought Lily to another Taylor Swift concert. This time, when they arrived, people recognized them. "You're Lily," a teenage girl shouted. "The dancing girl." As they walked to their seats, front row again, courtesy of Taylor's team, people high-fived Lily. They asked to take pictures with her. They told Maria that Lily had changed how they saw people with disabilities. When Taylor took the stage and began performing Shake It Off, she paused mid-song and pointed directly at Lily in the front row. "Ladies and gentlemen, Lily's here tonight," Taylor announced. "And you know what that means." And just like a year before, 72,000 people started doing the Lily dance. Wild, free, completely unself-conscious. But this time, Lily wasn't alone. This time, dozens of other children with Down syndrome and other disabilities were scattered throughout the stadium, dancing with the same freedom, the same joy, the same lack of inhibition. Because Lily had taught them something profound. Being different isn't wrong. It's beautiful. And sometimes, the person who seems like they don't fit in is actually showing everyone else how to be human. The story of Lily Martinez reminds us that joy doesn't follow rules. It doesn't care about what's socially appropriate or properly timed. Real joy is wild and loud and impossible to contain. The world tries to teach us to be smaller, quieter, more controlled. But Lily never got that message, and in her refusal to be anything other than purely, completely herself, She gave 72,000 people permission to do the same. Security tried to remove her because she was different. Taylor Swift stopped a concert because she was perfect.